yogis. I am going to do just a pretty quick practice today, and I wanted to share a little bit of just how I do my own practice, and I'll try to talk through it. I won't speak on every pose or break them down, but this is going to be a sequence where you can kind of join in with me in practice and get your day going really well in a little bit more intense way than a typical slow flow practice. So here we go. I've already kind of stretched a little bit and warmed up. So I'm going to start with some general sun salutations. So inhale the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Always a little tight at first. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Now step back into down dog. And then full arm plank. For my first one, I'm coming down. Warm up the arms, bring the hands to the side ribs, push up into cobra. And then push up into full upward facing dog. And then back to down dog. Step to the hands, forward fold. Let's take hold of the lower legs. And come up. Prayer hands, Tadasana. All right, a little faster now. Inhale up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, forward fold. Step back to down dog. Chaturanga, up dog. Down dog. Step back, forward fold. And come all the way up, reach, and prayer hands, Tadasana. Starting to get warm now, and I trust that you will disregard my cat. He tends to get settled in once I really get going. So now we're going to add some warriors into the mix. So, excuse me. And exhale. Little jump there to down dog. And now I'm going to raise the right leg into three-legged dog and then bring it forward. Come up into warrior one. And take it back down. And stretch nicely. And chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Left leg up. And then bring it forward. And into warrior one on the other side. leg stretching, tendons popping, and chaturanga up dog. Step back to forward fold. Okay, take a breather. If you're with me, just take a few breaths, catch it, adjust. Sorry, you know, these are not professionally shot. I mean, I do have a mic, which is great, but I'm not going to retouch. I want to keep a sense of realness about my videos and just how easy, really, it is to get on your mat in the morning and just knock out a good sequence. It prepares your mind for the day, and I just highly recommend it. It's good for the body, mind, and spirit. So I want to take a moment to come down into a bent leg down dog. And the purpose of this is to get some good stretching in the toes and the feet. And then I'm going to come into the table, hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And now we're going to take it up into cat. Stretch the back. And then we'll take it into cow. And then back to neutral. All right. So now to work on some standing poses. Hey, Leo, excuse me. Keeping it real for sure. He likes to bang on these cabinets. Let's don't do that. Maybe he'll sit here. All right, so back. So we'll work on some standing poses and we'll take it out, step wide, trying to keep the pelvis from overflexing, but bringing that tailbone down. Now we're going to turn the front leg, and we're going to think about turning from the hip, straight in the torso. Arms shoulder height, fully extended. And then we're going to take this front leg down. Strong in the back leg, firm. And breathe. Try not to lean forward, but have a straight spine. And then come out, straighten the leg, turn the leg, and then come back to center. Tadasana. Come on. And then we'll go to the other side. Add the arms, turn the leg, and then take it to a right angle. Tucking that tailbone, straight leg. You're really going to feel a sense of openness in the groin and hip flexors. And then straighten the leg, turn the leg, And then come back to center. I'll let you follow along at this point. I'm going to listen to my body and figure out my poses as I go. At some point in time, I always think of this in this pose, in triangle pose. There is a moment where all the effort melts into surrender. And you just enjoy the pose and all the benefits. And then come up, turn the leg, and come back to center. Always to the other side. Whoops, wasn't focused. So reaching. And coming up. All right, so next I'm going to do headstand. So I want to caution you, and I have this on my YouTube little bio, but never practice inversions unless you've been able to learn them with a teacher hands-on who can watch you and protect you. This pose is, it took me some time, so against a wall and all of that, but what I want to show you is the beginning parts of what it takes to do a headstand. So we're going to come down, and these are stages that you can do now, and we're going to end up strengthening the shoulders, learning the position that you need to have before you kick up into full stand. So we're going to take the arms and place them diagonally toward each other. Now, how far will the elbows be? They're going to be just outside the knees. And a lot of times that's straight from the shoulders. But you can measure that yourself and then take the hands together. But we'll reach up a little further. And then we're going to clasp the hands, the fingers together. The pinkies will both be on the mat. And for some people, being right here. So let's talk about the shoulders. You see how mine are up versus down? This is weak shoulders. This is strong shoulders, pushing against the mat. So this is a first step to headstand. Okay. So now, if you have mastered that, if you can learn to hold this for a good minute or two, you're doing well. All right, so now the second phase would be to hold. It's kind of pigeon pose. Not pigeon. I forgot the name of, or dolphin pose, excuse me. My animals got mixed up. So here, again, Sunk shoulders, strong shoulders. And when you feel this, you want to feel the arms pressing into the mat and possibly the shoulder blades spreading just a little bit across the back. So learn to hold this. We've got the legs up, the hips are up, the legs are strong. So now I'm going to rest a moment. So that is considered the beginning stages of headstand. All right. So I'm going to continue with my practice. You can get up into this in many ways. So pressing the arms into the floor. And the crown of the head isn't taking the brunt of the weight. It's around the arms and a little in the head. So I like to do little variations with my legs. This happens to be a nice hip stretch using gravity. And then come up. And always other side. Balance. And then come down. You don't want to lift the head too quickly after headstand. I like to stretch my shoulders. So, headstand is a warming pose. It flips your body, obviously, and gets the blood flowing. So now I want to work on some lunges and what we do in stretching the hips further. So you want your shin parallel to perpendicular to the floor. And in this, you want to check that you're not sinking and supporting yourself with your arms. So to do that, be strong in this leg. And then come up for just a moment. And then come back down, lightly touch the floor. Stretching in the groin, in this piriformis. And then now I'm going to take my leg down. And then reach around. You can take a strap if you have that and find your ankle and get a nice stretch on that quad and hip flexors. And then bring that down. Come off to the side. Back leg is straight back from the hip. You want to turn the hips facing forward. And the position of this foot can be at a right angle, the leg, or you can bring this foot back toward the hip if that's more comfortable. And then we're going to take the leg and then come with the torso down slowly. And breathe. Take a good three to 5 breaths here, whatever is comfortable. This is good for those who suffer with sciatica. Okay, and now while I'm here, I'm going to come to the edge of my mat, line up my legs, my shin and the back leg. and come into mermaid. And straighten out and down dog. And we're going to do it all on all on the other side. So this lunge that we did a moment ago. Nice stretch here in the hip. And remember to hold yourself up, mostly with the legs. Okay, taking the knee down. This hip is tight today. Feels nice. All right, now we're going to come off to the side. And this back leg is going to be straight back, just as best as you can. This feels nice in this hip here. Turning the hips. If this is all you have for this pose, that's fine. But if you can walk the hands out, lay the chest down toward the leg, and take 3 to 5 breaths here. Okay, then coming back up. And then I'm going to do mermaid on this side. Align the legs along the edge of the mat. Take this leg up. Feels nice to just move that around just a little. You can get different stretches in the hip flexor. And then raise the arm. And then come out. Release the leg. And then we're back to down dog. So I want to work in planks for a moment. And adjust my outfit. So reminder about plank. Shoulders are over the hands and you're pushing into the mat. Straight in the body. Abs are going toward the spine. Tailbone going toward the midline. Now we're going to take the left hand and then come into side plank. And in this, you want to keep the hips lifted. Balance. And then come back into full arm plank. If you need to rest here, you can. I'll rest with you. You can roll the shoulders. Wake them up. All right, coming back up. And then placing the right hand in the center and side plank. Whoa, and balance. Lifting the hips. And then take the arm down. And then walk the knees forward. So now let's shake out the wrists. Roll them around. Now we'll work on an arm balance. That's kind of what I feel. So crow pose is one that I look forward to teaching. It's fun. It's a challenge. So I'm going to come down and then place the hands, get on the tiptoes, look forward, gently come, and then lift. And then come down. So just so you know, arm balances are definitely arm balances, but they're also a lot of abdominal work. So there's that. You'll find that out when you learn. So back when I was learning this, you know, you do a lot of face planting. So we like to get yoga blankets and things there just in case, but I'm going to do it again and I'm going to show you the trick. It was really revolutionary for my students some time ago. So you can also have your feet on blocks to get that lift immediately, that they're already somewhat up in the air. Okay, so in planting the hands, there's kind of a sweet spot there that you have to learn and find for yourself. So coming here, and then lift one leg at a time. And it's the looking forward that is key. So the reason that looking forward is the key is because if you're looking down at what's going on with your feet and your hands, then the balance is so different. You're putting more weight downward to where you'll go forward. So looking up counterbalances that. Your head with your torso and your feet. So keep that in mind. All right, so continuing on with my quick practice. I want to do some nice posing with my hips to open. So Janu Shirshasana. And reach. I want to think about drawing my right buttock down to the mat. I can feel it lifting a little bit. So I'm thinking of drawing it down. And then come back up. And hands down. Other legs. Reach. Drawing that left buttock down, stretching the side body. And then to come up, reach, and turn. So from here, we want to think about that openness in the hips, from the joints, from the femurs into those ball and socket joints. And then to come forward, we want to place the tummy down first. We don't want the head coming first. So coming slowly, slowly down. Walk the hands. So some days I'm here. And then maybe we investigate just a little further. And then walk slowly back. All right. So one of the last poses I want to do, since I'm running out of time, I have a lot of painting to do today and a lot of business stuff to do as well. So I'm going to start reclining, and then we're going to extend the legs straight out from the hips. So now we want to feel that alignment, that we're straight, and then we're going to press the legs into the mat and even feel like the feet are pushing against a wall. So with that, let's take the right leg up. You certainly typically can use a strap for this, but I find I don't always need one. So I'll just do it my way for now. So we want to straighten this leg. Take hold of the big toe, draw this shoulder down. Now, also key to this, I'm going to switch hands for a moment. What can happen is the hips, this one will draw up since the leg is up, but we want to think about pushing it toward that wall. So keeping the pelvis in alignment. So we might take the leg back just a little. And this is stage 1 of this pose. Stage 2 is taking it to the side, just as far as you can. Sometimes you're here, just wherever you can. The trick is to try to loosen in the abdominals, but keep this left leg pushing into that imaginary wall. Keeping the pelvis as straight as possible, not gripping in the neck. And then we'll come back up. And then we'll switch arms for the third stage. And we're going to bring it over the midline. So trust me, you may feel this all along the leg, all the way into the side, through the ankle even. You know, the goal, don't feel like you're doing a great thing by coming over like that. That is indicative of not doing it properly. If you're doing this properly, it is not going to go too far. Okay, and then back to center, and then down with the leg. This is where you want to realign yourself against that imaginary wall. And now we'll go with the left leg. Take hold of the toe, straighten the leg, straighten the arm. Draw the arm back down into its socket in the shoulder. Straight leg. Maybe you can pull a little. Active right leg into the wall. Relaxed in the neck. Straight. Let's push, think of that side hip pushing back down into the wall. Now we'll take it to the side. A lot of times I'm tighter on this side. Keeping this on the floor. Breathe. Try to relax in the neck. Easy to get all cattywampus in this pose. And then we'll bring it back up. And switch arms. And then bring it over the midline. And then back. Release the leg down. And then let's take the legs back up. Take hold of the toes and come into happy baby. So flatten the back to the floor in this, and you'll feel a nice stretch against the floor, straightening the back. And we'll release. Put the legs back to the floor, extend them down, and guess what? Now it's time for Shavasana. So lying on the floor, making sure your legs are equidistant from the midline. Lie back, sort of open the shoulders to where when your hands are out, your arms are extended a little bit, they're relaxed, but the only thing slightly awake are the shoulders to keep you awake and to open the chest for some good cleansing breaths that we're going to do. So be here. Direct your eyes into your cheeks. Smooth inhalation, smooth exhalation. And now I like to take, let's do 2 cleansing breaths, which are deep inhalation, deep exhalation, almost like you're blowing the air out of the body. Even watch the air leaving your lungs, coming back in. This is a way to go into the inner body here at the end of this sequence and have a good Shavasana. Now just breathe normally for, let's just lie here for about 3 minutes, 4 minutes. If you have time, then 5 minutes. Letting the body align to the floor. Giving gratitude for being able to practice. So you continue to lie here, but I'm going to get up. And the way to do that is gently bring one leg in and the other. And then we're going to raise the arm and turn to the right side. Be here for a couple of breaths. Slowly push up. Do not lead with the head. We'll let the head come up first. And then we'll come back to a seated position. Thank you for practicing with me. I wish you a fabulous day. Namaste.